Have you ever noticed that some
girl from Mel'S Mat Chat, and this is episode 244 of the show. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody is having a great day. Lots of things are going to be going on this weekend. My the promotion that I follow here in New York, House of Glory, is doing something tomorrow. I'm going to check it out. I think it's Judas. So if you have Fight TV, it will be on Fight TV. Go check it out. Also, we have Forbidden Door stuff going on Sunday. So at 2 p.m. on Sunday, I will be going live with God willing, because I have to go do something Sunday before I can come and concentrate on Forbidden Door. I have to actually go and take my mother's belongings, which are her clothes, her shoes, everything, to an organization that's going to be able to use it. She's pretty much got brand new clothes. She didn't get a chance to wear them all, so I have to go do that. That's going to be that's just going to be a nightmare in itself. Pardon the pun here. So, bear with me. Hopefully I'm going to get all confirmation tomorrow. So if I have to do the preview predictions of Forbidden Door tomorrow night and then schedule it for 2 p.m. tomorrow, that's what I'm going to have to do. But don't you worry and don't you fret. I will be going live right after Forbidden Door, and you're going to get my thoughts, my the review. You're going to get everything. You're going to get all the emotion. I cannot wait for Sunday. I cannot believe I'm saying that. At this whole fucking beginning shit, when when AEW was announced and everybody thought that Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, the whole motley crew of them were going to go to WWE. We really, really thought, but nevertheless, they started AEW, and look where we are now. I cannot believe that I'm actually pro AEW. I still support WWE, obviously. But they got to get their shit together. I'm sorry. I couldn't even watch NXT this week. I could not watch NXT whatsoever. So I'm really excited for this weekend. The big question, who's going to be the replacement for Bryan Danielson for the Forbidden Door against Zack Sabre Jr.? I got two suggestions. You're just going to have to tune in to my preview and predictions to find out. I know I hate you to do that. And that's what I was doing. So, we got the week that was. We got some news that Tomohiro Ishii, I know I butchered his name, is out. I think this guy, his name is Cromwell or something like that, Chris Cromwell. Who he beat to get into this should be. That's just my opinion, and that's the way I would do it. I have no idea who this guy is. This guy is coming out of fucking left field parking lot entrance, okay? So we're gonna have people getting injured. People, this is why when you go and you wrestle and you do these outlandish moves, you think to yourself, do I really need to do this one? I could do a regular wrestling move. You don't have to fucking goddamn throw your body off a fucking goddamn balcony just to prove your point. Okay? That goes for every company. That goes for every company because we're having injuries, and it's just not necessary. Okay? Take unnecessary risks. Okay? Do not do that. Please, I beg of you. So we have that. We're gonna go over what's been happening even in WWE. As we all know now, Stephanie's in charge. Triple H has gotten some of, and it wasn't Stephanie clipping him off, it was his fucking father-in-law, which in turn it's Nick Khan. So that's another story in itself. But I'm glad that he's back, and I'm glad that he's doing what he loves. Hopefully this investigation takes as long as possible. The longer it takes, the better off we are. But we also have Randy Orton is going to be out until 2023. It's happening. What he did with Matt Riddle, he needs that time off. It may be that he needs to go get a little adjustments and he needs time of rest and relaxation. Fine, so be it. But it's not bad that they're saying this. And I'm also including that with Cody Rhodes. Now, Cody Rhodes is more of a bigger player than Randy Orton. Randy Orton is going to be a catalyst to get to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is going to be to see John Cena versus Roman. Absolutely not. Do I see Brock Lesnar and Roman? No, I do not. There's other people you could have put in there. If you would fucking goddamn look, you could have given him what is it? Roman Reigns. You could have given him maybe no, Kevin Owens he's already had. I was about to I was about to say Cesaro, but that's out the fucking water. There could have been just so much more. And of course, this is all Nick Khan's fault due to the fact is that WWE, and I do not understand why. Honestly, to be quite honest, I have no idea. So we got that. We got what's the happen on Raw and SmackDown, NXT, a little NXT UK news. Ashton Smith has gone out with injury. He just won with partner Raja Singh, I think his name is. They had to give up the UK tag team titles. So they crowned new ones, and it's Josh Briggs and something Jensen. So they won, and they sent them over. A new name for fucking Jordan Devlin. JD McDonald or something, McDog. It's a Irish last name. That wasn't needed. That wasn't needed at all. No. We didn't ask for that. Okay, Mr. McMahon. We don't care if they have their indie name or what. It made them who they are. Finn Balor came in as Finn Balor. We didn't know him as Fergal Devitt. We knew him as Finn Balor. We know Prince Devitt, Fergal, and all that stuff from being in New Japan. Here we know him as a Finn Balor. I wouldn't be calling him Prince Devitt. No, it's Finn Balor. So You have Jordan Devlin coming in, and he's made his name with that name. So you're going to negate that whole situation and, completely discredit. Heed my warning. Anybody who goes to the WWE, be prepared to not use your name. You're going to get a stage name, and that's it. And I think that's horrible. But it's also horrible that WWE wants to take all the profit of your name and track your name in and hold the trademark. If you want to do that, fine, go ahead. But if you get fired, you can't use your own fucking government name. So that is that. Let's get on to who I support. Go check out Harry's.com and get all your shaving and toiletry essentials there. Also, can you go to Maestro Classics? If you have a beard or know somebody who has a beard, go check them out. MaestroClassics.com. Also, please go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Just tried the wine. They're already ordered. I have like 3 cases. I'm going to get 3 cases. So I have just I have this thing. It's the anal thing in me that I need to have everything even. I can't have like 5. I can't have 7. I gotta have 6 or 4. I know it's crazy. Or 2. I can't have 1. I always have to 2. So go check them out. Also, please go check out Death Wish Coffee. They have a brand new flavor that's coming out this next month. Also, they have a new one that's already out, and it's limited time. I just found this out. It's blueberry vanilla. I tried it. A strikeout. I just can't wait till the pumpkin. I'm getting a 50 count of pumpkin right off the fucking bat. I'm getting it. It's already been there. It's already going to be in my fucking box. It's already going to be in my freaking Keurig. This stuff. It's fucking phenomenal. Also, please go check out HOG Wrestling. Tomorrow night, Judas is going to be premiering. Eddie Kingston versus Jonah Rock. Just that alone, take my motherfucking money. Also, please go check out Outbreak Wrestling on all media platforms. They don't have a website. So you can find them out there. Also, with HOG Wrestling, I think they maybe still get tickets for tomorrow night. Go check them out at hogwrestling.net, and you can get to the links for the tickets. Please also do me a favor. I have social media. My social media, Instagram and Twitter. It's Mel'S Mat Chat. Go look up my name by my name, and go check me out on Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat. So also if you're finding this here, just give me a follow, and please share all my videos. Also, please turn on that notification so when I go live, you know about it. So let's get this party started. Because I know you all want to go and enjoy your Fridays and stuff like that. So I want to get you in. I want to get you out. I want to get you gone for the rest of the day, baby. Oh, Lord. This week has been one thing after another. Seriously, I am been really crazy busy, and I got to watch SLAMMIVERSARY last week. Holy shit! On Father's Day, I came home and let me check if I can get a SLAMMIVERSARY. Turned it on. I said, "Yep, this is what I'm watching Father's Day evening." I felt like I was watching just the regular what we should be seeing on Monday Night Raw for 3 hours. I got a Monday Night Raw that was fucking phenomenal back in the day. I mean, it was some of the matches were predictable. Some of the matches was like, holy shit, I didn't think that they were going to give the title to him or her. But you're going to get my thoughts because I'm going to quickly go through the run through of the show. And I am telling you, heed my warning. If you're a Bullet Club fan or whatever the case may be, when a new member arrives, just relax, okay? Fucking Jay White, all right? Fucking Jay White got me to buy 3 Bullet Club t-shirts and a fucking I couldn't leave my boo out. I couldn't leave my boo out. I'm sorry. I couldn't leave my boo out. Killer Cross. I needed to get another t-shirt of his, which I am praying that I can get before like tomorrow is my like last day that I can get anything. If I can get what I'm thinking about doing is when I decide what shirt I'm going to wear tomorrow, Sunday night, it's going to be basically, it's going to be up to my mail. If my shirts come in the mail tomorrow, then I'm going to have an issue. But as of right now, my support is going with Adam Cole, and I would love for him to not rub it in Paul's face, rub it into Vince's face and say, I got the IWGP heavyweight championship of the world. Okay? Vince, me being a fucking manager, kiss my ass. Seriously. So, let's start off with last week's Rampage, because you know that this week's Dynamite and this week's Rampage will be on the preview and predictions for Sunday at 2 p.m. So you get what's going on. You get all levels up, and you get all elite up to date on everything. I'm even going to do me a solid, and I'm going to make it a point to listen to the media call of AEW where Tony Khan is doing it. And I think he's either middle of it or still going on. It may be over because it was at 1 p.m. So I'll give you all the notes and stuff like that tomorrow. Because I think it's going to be just a long ass weekend for me, and I love these weekends. They make it work when you're a wrestling fan because let's get started. But I went back and whizzed by what was going on. Pretty good Rampage from last week. All right. This was the second part to Road Rager. They were at the Shafita's Arena in St. Louis, Missouri. We started out with Dante Martin versus Blackpool Combat Club's John Moxley. Dante offered Mox's hand, but Mox slapped it away. They locked up in a test strategy and strength. Dante Moxley used a side lockdown to get him out. Needs to go to the air, said Taz. Moxley and fired back with a shotgun drop kick. Moxley invited Dante to chop his chest, and Dante accepted the offer. Moxley retaliated with a chop of his own, and then another, and another. Moxley whipped Dante into the corner of the turnbuckles. Moxley smashed Dante with a knee. Dante Martin flipped into a John Moxley. Dante went back to the top, but Moxley met him and took him back to the mat hard. with a butterfly suplex. Moxley followed up with a hammer and anvil elbows. Dante dodged a sliding lariat from Moxley. Dante took to the skies and springboard from the top rope with a double hammer to Moxley. Shoulders. Dante dodged a sliding lariat from Moxley. Dante took to the skies and springboarded. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. Little distraction. I had a text from my cousin. Sorry. Back in the ring, Moxley rocked Dante with a rolling elbow strike. Dante landed onto his feet after trying for a nosedive. Moxley locked in a choke, but Dante walked up the ropes. Moxley followed him, climbing up the ropes, thinking half and half. Dante countered with an avalanche sliced bread. Can you imagine if Moxley loses to Dante tonight? Wondered Chris Jericho. Every time I see Dante, he impresses me, replied Regal. Moxley grabbed a cutter on Dante and then waffled him with a King Kong lariat for a near fall. Moxley submitted Dante with the body lock into a hammerlock. Dante Martin, every time he steps into the ring with Jon Moxley, he gets one step closer to getting the victory. And now Moxley's full attention is on Tanahashi at Forbidden Door, said Excalibur. We have Tony Khan interviewed Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee. I didn't think Tony Khan would be this type of interviewer. What the hell? Keith Lee wanted nothing to do with Swerve and his excuses for why Swerve eliminated Keith Lee in the Battle Royale. Then there was an interruption. Powerhouse Hobbs and Absolute Ricky Starks, who reminded them that Swerve and Lee haven't beaten them. Trios match. Max Caster and the Gun Boys, Colton and Austin, versus Roughing It, Bear Country, and Leon Ruff. Colton Gunn was all over Leon, him hard in the turnbuckle. Austin stopped down hole into Leon and then tagged in Colton. Austin hit the quick draw and then Max used the mic elbow to finish Leon. That's making sure of their opponent, said Jericho. We have Lexi Nair was backstage with Hook. Lexi informed Hook he'd be facing off with top and New Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo member next week on Rampage. Danhausen walked onto the scene, but Hook said, "I got this." I've been pronouncing his name wrong, and I want to apologize now. I've been saying Danhausen. It's Danhausen, and I kept saying it, and it didn't register me to adjust myself. TBS Championship match. Jade Cargill versus Willow Nightingale. Stokely joined the commentary team for this match. Jade is the Chris Jericho Sports Agitator of the Week, said Jericho. I love it, replied Hathaway. Jade clubbed Will forearms. Will cracked Jade with a kick across the jaw. Willow grabbed a pin attempt on Jade. Jade walloped Willow with a massive pump kick, sending her crashing to the arena floor. Kira Hogan was waiting for Willow, and Kira stopped Willow Nightingale. Willow came out of nowhere with a cannonball on the corner on Jade for a 2 count. Willow was looking for a gut-wrench suplex, Jade a double underhook facebuster, and then smashed with it for a victory. After the match, Kira Hogan and Jade continued to beat down Willow. The fallen goddess Athena rushed Kira from behind, coming to the aid of Willow. Jade grabbed Athena, but then Chris Statlander sprinted down to help her friends Willow and Athena. Main event time. Darby Allin versus Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish prepared Darby with knees and kicks. He sent Darby across the ring with a dragon screw leg whip. Outside the ring, Fish charged at Darby, but Darby jumped over him. Fish's momentum sent him into the guardrail. Darby wasted no time with a pescetto on Fish. Darby rocketed outside with a tope suicida. Fish mustered enough strength out of the legs of Darby. Fish began to pound Darby with strikes. Bobby Fish took Darby down onto the concrete with a dragon screw, and then another one. Darby used the carpet splash in the corner, then used the code red on Fish for a near fall. Darby off the top nailed Fish with a coffin drop on the arena floor. Wow, perfectly placed, said Taz. Back in the ring, Bobby charged at Darby, knocking Darby outside the ring. Bobby Fish whipped Darby into the steel steps. Bobby Fish attacked Darby's leg and stomped on Darby's spine. Darby tried to defend himself from Bobby's strikes on the ring apron. Bobby applied a standing ankle lock and then sent Darby flying with a huge German suplex onto the edge of the ring. That hurt. You heard that thud, said Jericho. Bobby popped Darby up on top the turnbuckle. Bobby dropped Darby with a avalanche Falcon Arrow. Darby managed to transition into the last supper and pinned Bobby. That was the counter of counters, said Taz. Fish was embarrassed and began to pound and pound Darby Allin. Fish told Kyle to come down. Kyle walked down the ramp carrying a steel chair. The lights went out. In the ring, went out. It was Sting. Sting popped up out of nowhere and hit Kyle with his baseball bat below the belt. Sting handed Darby the steel chair. Darby wrapped Fish's ankle inside the chair and crashed down inside the chair and crashed it down with all his weight using the coffin drop. Sting wrenched at Bobby's leg with his baseball bat. Sting appeared just like a magician, said Chris Jericho. So tonight where Dynamite and Rampage, I think they taped them in both, so it's going to be from the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So we are going to see what's going to be going on Rampage. Now, let's get to SmackDown. Let me just fix my settings on my phone because I'm sick and tired of the screen going out every fucking 5 minutes. So I am going to lengthen it so we can get off at 10. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, I tell you. Right. SmackDown from last week. Breaking news. Jeff Hardy has entered alcohol treatment. Good. So last week's SmackDown, we had Vince McMahon start the show. That fucking dirtbag. I'm telling you, I've lost so much respect for Vince McMahon. He fucking comes out, doesn't address anything, comes out like he's fucking has the corporation and fucking goddamn basically gives us the finger and leaves. We don't need you anymore. All right. Stephanie will be doing a better job than you will ever do in your entire life. This was bullshit. This angered me. This made me not want to watch the rest of fucking SmackDown. So SmackDown featured a loaded schedule with perhaps the most intriguing being a live appearance from Mr. McMahon, where he will address the fans on the same day he stepped down as CEO of WWE. SmackDown will also see the undisputed WWE champion Roman Reigns defend against Riddle in Reigns' first defense since becoming champion at WrestleMania. So SmackDown began immediately with Mr. McMahon coming out to the ring. McMahon calls it's a privilege to stand before the WWE universe. Well, and McMahon welcomes everyone to SmackDown and throws the mic to the mat and leaves the ring. First question. Passion fruit for the win. I was angry at him. He had no fucking. I swear to God, he reminds me of fucking the president that we're dealing with right now. He has no concept of the things that are going on around him. I swear to God, Mr. Trump, or should I say Mr. President, I think you need to distance yourself from fucking Vince McMahon. Tell him you don't need a best friend like me more. After the video package, SmackDown introduced induction. Riddle makes his way down to the ring. Riddle says he wants to take a look at the history between himself and Roman Reigns. A video package is then shown going over the events of the feud between the Bloodline and Riddle and Randy Orton over the last few weeks. Cut back to Riddle, and he says he has been waiting for a long time for this opportunity, and that his friends, family, and most important, Randy Orton is watching him tonight. Riddle gives a special thank you to Randy Orton and leaves the ring while Orton theme song is played. Back from commercial break, we have hopefully the last match between Corbin and Moss. Our match begins with Moss hitting a shoulder tackle, ended Corbin to the corner of a hard Irish whip, but Corbin swings the momentum with a strong right hand. Moss dodges a corner splash and hits a shoulder tackle and follows up with a corner spear to Corbin before hitting with a fall-away slam. Moss goes for a neck breaker, but Corbin shoves him shoulder first to the ring post. Back from commercial break, and we return with Corbin and Moss fighting on the ring apron. Corbin hits a lariat to send Moss back into the ring. Corbin catches Moss off the ropes, and Corbin hits the deep six and covers for a 2 count. Corbin hits a choke slam, and Moss rolls outside the ring. Moss leaves the ring, and Moss throws to the ring post. Moss throws Corbin to the announce table, and when Corbin runs back into the ring, a count of 9, Moss hits a punchline and picks Corbin up to hit a second punchline, and Moss covers for the 3. Where does this go? Does he get a chance to be in Money in the Bank? We shall see tonight. After the match, Corbin grabs a mic and confronts Pat McAfee on commentary. Corbin talks about him and McAfee have known each other for a long time, and every step of the way McAfee has been criticizing Corbin nonstop, and Corbin threatens McAfee and McAfee attention that Corbin lost a last laugh match. McAfee leads the crowd in the laughter targeted at Corbin. Corbin goes to the leave, and the New Day come out and laugh at Corbin as Corbin goes to the back. We have our one of our first matches Corbin and McAfee. And I won't be mad about that. I give McAfee a lot of fucking credit. When I watched him taking on Adam Cole in NXT, I was like, all right, got my fucking respect. The New Day versus Jinder Mahal and Shanky. The match begins with Woods locking Mahal in a side headlock. Woods hits a springboard dropkick off the middle rope and Kingston tags in. Mahal tags Shanky in a Kingston and Kingston hits a drop, but Shanky stays on his feet and hits a huge chop and Cole and belief on common plays the trombone and Shanky begins the music before Mahal angrily tags in. As Woods plays the Final Fantasy theme song, Kingston covers for a 3. The New Day wins. Back live with Drew McIntyre and WWE official Adam Pearce in the ring. By the way, it's his birthday today. After a backstage segment with Sheamus instructing Ridge Holland and Butch, Sheamus makes his way out to the ring. He says that both men failed to earn the spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match last week. Pearce says that after consulting with WWE management, Sheamus is in the ladder match. Sheamus celebrates his inclusion in the match and taunts McIntyre, and McIntyre attacks him. Sheamus Pearce holds McIntyre back and tells McIntyre that he's also in the ladder match. Sheamus reacts angrily to this, and McIntyre hits Sheamus with a claymore. We go back. We come. We have a qualifying match from the Money in the Bank with the women. So we have Raquel Rodriguez and Shayna Baszler. Rodriguez goes for a big boot on the apron, but Baszler catches the leg and hits a kick to the back. Baszler hits a running kick to the leg and continues to kick Rodriguez's leg. Rodriguez is able to hit a back elbow to break free, and Rodriguez covers for a 2. Baszler hits a chop block and follows with a running knee. Rodriguez hits a power bomb out of the corner. And Rodriguez hits a power bomb out of the corner, and Rodriguez comes for the 3. Winner Raquel Rodriguez. Shayna, Bubby, do me a favor. Join your girlfriend and get the hell out of WWE. You want competition? It's not there. You got a choice. You could go to AEW, Ring of Honor, or Impact. You're better off there because you will be winning. They'll treat you just like their version of fucking Ronda Rousey. Paige Van Zandt, she doesn't know shit. She doesn't know shit. Back live with Max Dupree. After entrance, we cut to the back and see Dupree complaining to Adam for not making the presentation good enough for his clients, and says that he will not stand for less than what his models deserve. We have the main event, which was fucking incredible. Oh my God. I thought a couple times they were going to fucking shock us all. That would have been holy shit. People would have never stopped looking at the match tonight. Actually had a title change. And so that they can split the titles. He challenged for the Universal Championship. He's still the WWE champion. Have Riddle get transferred back to SmackDown, and there you go. You have him go through a bunch of fucking people and whatnot, and then you have him the thing with McIntyre, or give Riddle the WWE championship, go back, and there's how you fix everything. Do I have to work for you? Do I have to fucking do your job, people? Hey, Bruce, I could book a better fucking goddamn WWE schedule. Autistic excited to do that. Dear Lord. Roman Reigns versus Riddle for the undisputed Universal Championship. Our main event championship match begins with Riddle rushing to the corner to hit a series of punches and kicks. Reigns hits a strong uppercut to Riddle to the mat and to a strong uppercut to knock Riddle to the mat. Reigns rolls outside the ring. Riddle rolls out and hits a corkscrew moonsault from the middle rope to the outside. Charlotte, when you come back from doing whatever you're doing for what is it, on your honeymoon, do us a favor. Go seek out Matt Riddle, and he'll show you the proper way to do a fucking moonsault. If you don't want to bother Roosh or you don't want to bother anybody else, you could go and bother Riddle. All right? Very simple. Very fucking simple. And if you're wondering, I've been doing a lot of cleaning out. I have bruises because I keep hitting myself. Back live, we come back with a commercial break with Reigns hitting a strong uppercut and then hitting several right hands to Riddle on the mat. Reigns rolls out of the ring and hits a drive-by, and Reigns then covers a 2 count. Riddle hits a forearm strike in the corner and follows with a suplex. Riddle goes for a senton, but Reigns brings his knees up. Riddle hits a corkscrew moonsault from the top rope, and Riddle covers for a 2 count. The match goes outside the ring, and Reigns slams Riddle through the announce table. Another fucking commercial break. Our main event continues with Reigns going for the Superman punch, but Riddle counters with a knee strike. Riddle goes for the Orton-style draping DDT, but Reigns escapes to the outside. Riddle follows and slams Reigns off the announce table. Riddle is able to hit the draping DDT, and Riddle signals for the RKO. Riddle goes for it, but Reigns slams Riddle off the attempt and then hits a Superman punch. And Reigns makes cover for a 2 count. Reigns goes for the spear, but Riddle hits an RKO from out of nowhere and covers for a 2 count. Riddle goes up top and hits a corkscrew splash. Riddle goes for another RKO, but Reigns off the middle rope, but Reigns hits the spear in mid-air and Reigns covers for a 3. We have Reigns retaining. After the match, Reigns grabs a mic from Heyman and says that there is nobody left for him. Reigns tells Minneapolis to acknowledge him. Then the Bloodline celebrate in the ring. Brock Lesnar's music hits, and Brock Lesnar makes his return. Lesnar gets in the ring and stares down Reigns before taking off his hat and holding his hand out for Reigns to shake his hand. Reigns goes to shake his hand, and Lesnar hits Reigns with an F5. Lesnar hits 2 more G and J, and there was the end of SmackDown. So then it was announced that at some Last Man Standing, it's Reigns and Lesnar. Do I want to see this again? No. If they to do this to bolster NXT, and I know that we shouldn't be doing this, have Roman Reigns go down to NXT. Number 1, put over fucking Braun Breaker. Have him challenge. Like, you and Dragunov are the 2 other champions in this fucking company. I can pick him off whenever I fucking choose. I want you. NXT Championship versus NXT Champion versus Roman Reigns. Doesn't have the title on the line. Have it a fuck finish. But a fuck catapult break that he was a concert away from winning the title, but something went awry. It would get ready. Okay, I am ready to go to Raw. So they then take his place. Will he take his place? That's the $64,000 question. The only one that I could see to put him up and being the new baby face is turning Santos Escobar face. It's got to be. It's got to be. Everybody loves Santos Escobar. Just allow him to prove it. And it makes things even worse because people have gotten gutted from that place. Do you realize we could have had possibly who we could have had a Strickland. We could have had a $0. AJ Francis. We could have had all of that stuff. We could have had but they smacked them and then they said hasta la vista. I don't want to see this match again. I really don't. It's, you know what? I hope that fucking and goes, fuck you, takes the titles out of nowhere. On to Monday Night Raw. The only thing that was memorable to this Raw was the Ezekiel and Elias situation. Other than that, I couldn't care less. So let's go to Monday Night Raw. Tonight's episode of Raw will feature one peculiar interest segment, the return of Elias. Last week, Ezekiel promised his brother Elias would return for a concert tonight. Kevin Owens will surely be on hand to scream at both Elias and Ezekiel when he comes to realize what we've already known, that they are this person. As for we are set for Money in the Bank qualifying matches tonight as Lynch faces Asuka. That's all the concrete details we have, but we're said to be getting another episode of Miz TV, as well as more Theory in Baby Oil. Of course, we can also expect the MVP, which they did. All right, we started off with the passing of Tim White. Yes, Tim White and Dave Hebner have passed away in like a day or two. Holy shit, I was like, what the fuck is going on? This would be the year of the referees. We have Charles Robinson, we have Dave Hebner, we have what is it? Mike Chioda. I don't care if he got fucking let go or not. He is a Hall of Fame referee. We need to have all referees this year. Fuck the rest of them. Fuck the rest of the thing. I know Dave Batista's not going to be there. He's not going to be there. He's too busy fucking goddamn hobnobbing in fucking Hollywood. Do you think he's ever going to fucking come back? No. Not whatsoever. Unless he comes back for about $2 million. The Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, makes her way to the ring. Belair welcomes the crowd to Monday Night Raw and says she looks forward to every opportunity she gets to defend her title. So naturally, she's excited to do so at Money in the Bank against Rhea Ripley. However, Ripley is not medically cleared to compete at Money in the Bank, and their match isn't happening yet. If I'm not mistaken, she had some teeth loosened, and she has to get that healed and whatnot. Belair says that when Rhea is cleared to compete, she will be waiting. Until then, who will she be facing at Money in the Bank? Tonight, they're having a fatal five-way to determine the number one contender. Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan versus Ella, Carmella versus Anna versus Becky Lynch. Lynch comes out, interrupts Belair. She says she's the real number one. She never got her rematch after WrestleMania. So, you have these women. Okay, I would Sorry, I kicked something over. I would have gone and gotten a 20-woman battle royal. Get people from NXT, NXT UK, the whole nine. You could have gotten them there, honestly. Charter a plane. Make it more important. They don't, and that's not my problem. Lynch continues that at Hell in a Cell, she had the match won, but Belair stole it from her. She has been mistreated and made to jump through hoops, but it's fine because after she wins tonight, it will make taking her time that much sweeter. Asuka comes out and pretends to cry, mocking Becky. Lynch starts to bite back, but out comes Liv Morgan. Morgan says Becky shouldn't just be worrying about Asuka because she's all ready for a fight. In fact, she's in a great mood because she's already in the Money in the Bank match, something Lynch hasn't done yet. But Liv will gladly trade that spot for a one-on-one match with Belair. Carmella is out and says something doesn't make sense. She doesn't understand why Liv is in this championship match at all. She's never been a champion. What the hell does that to do with anything? For the love of God, stupidity. Carmella kicked Liv out and have a fatal four-way. Morgan says she's been here, and if Carmella keeps talking to her, she'll give her some more weeks off. Carmella says Liv is only she rode Liv's coattails. Is the fact the last person out, and she says Carmella is rich, seeing she never once been successful on her own. She talks about what is his fucking name? Ellsworth. His fucking name. Oh my god. I can't think whatsoever. It'll come to me probably during the show. So Blair tells us to shut up and get things underway. So we have this fatal five. As soon as the match starts, Becky tackles Asuka and they fight outside the ring. Bliss and Morgan double team Carmella and send her out of the ring. Then high five before locking up. They go back and forth with reversals and pin attempts to no avail. They hit each other at the same time and both go down. Then Carmella rushes and tries to pin them both. Asuka returns and lands a few strikes on Carmella, but Becky then drags her out of the ring. Alexa comes in and knocks Carmella out, and then Lynch drops her with strikes. Becky goes up top and wants a leg drop, but Alexa avoids it and looks for a sister Abigail. So we are renaming Sister Abigail to Abigail. Oh Lord, here we go. But Lynch breaks free. Bliss hits Becky with a head sisters, and she rolls from the ring. Carmella comes back and hits Bliss, then yells at her before slamming her head into the mat. Alexa wants a scoop slam, but Carmella slides down and back and yanks her down via her hair. Morgan returns and slingshots Carmella into the buckles. Liv goes up top, but Carmella shoves her off and lands on Asuka and Morgan on the floor. Commercial break. Back, and we have Alexa avoids a splash from Lynch in the corner. Becky shrugs off some punches and hits a Bexploder. Lives in and drops Becky with a knee, then hits a running knee in the corner. Morgan goes up top and hits a missile drop kick and kips up and catches Becky with a slingshot for a near fall. Becky avoids Morgan and pins her using the ropes for leverage, but Liv kicks out. Carmella returns and hits Becky with a Hurricane Rana from top rope and on Liv. Asuka with a series of kicks. Asuka jumps on down with a Asuka Bliss break. Becky tosses Asuka from the ring and grabs Asuka, but Morgan hits a missile dropkick to Asuka. Becky throws Liv from the ring and Asuka rolls her up for a near fall. Becky hits Asuka with a manhandle slam, but Bliss comes off the top with a twisted Bliss. Both and covers, but Morgan and Carmella break it up. All 5 women are down, and the fans chant, "This is awesome." They get up, and Becky clears most of the ring. Liv hits her against the ropes and attempts Oblivion, but Becky holds the ropes. Lynch hits a manhandle slam, but Asuka drags her out of the ring and drops her with a head kick. Bliss looks for the twist of Bliss, but Liv Morgan gets the knees up. Carmella then super kicks Liv and gets the pinfall. So we have Carmella. She just got back. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, seriously, what the hell? I mean, shouldn't she even be involved in this? I mean, Dana Brooke pinned fucking Becky Lynch. So Dana Brooke should be in that match. Mm. Dear Jesus Christ, Lord, please give me the strength. From commercial, is backstage with Adam Pearce and saying she needs to be at Money in the Bank. Pearce says Becky can still qualify if she can beat Asuka as originally planned. Lynch says that's fine because she has a lot of pent up aggression towards Asuka. Pearce says that's great. The match can happen tonight. Out of the blue, Mr. McMahon's music hits and he comes out to the big pop of the crowd. McMahon says tonight is the 1517th episode of Monday Night Raw, which continues to make the longest running episodic TV show hit in history. Raw has been on the air for almost 30 years. Oh, for the love of God. What the? Why did I write that? Why did I write that, people? I was 10 years old when this fucking show came on. Oh my God. Oh, fuck. Give me the shawl. Give me the fucking Geritol. Give me everything. I am fucking old. And 20 of those have been dominated by one man, a man who will make his return to WWE this week, John Cena, and that's all he says. Another fucking fuck you to the public. We see the replay of Riddle and Roman Reigns from Friday Night SmackDown. Reigns won the match, but confronted by the returning Brock Lesnar. After the fact, Riddle makes his way to the ring. Riddle says his best friend, Randy Orton, may have had his career ended a few weeks ago. He promised that he would get vengeance for both of them. And he came super close. He went toe with the tribal chief and even hit a sick RKO. But at the end of the day, it hit him with a spear that almost broke him in half. But even more down. He might be down, but he's not out. He can't challenge for Roman Reigns for the undisputed Universal Championship, but he can win Money in the Bank and cash in on him. Riddle says there are a lot of tough opponents in the match, including Seth Rollins. He did Cody Rhodes dirty, and he wants to hit Rollins with a ladder for revenge. MVP and Amos come out. MVP says Riddle must be hanging out with Snoop Dogg or maybe with Khalifa because those are the only guys he knows enough that he could have Riddle's delusional. Not to worry, though, because we'll get high tonight when Amos lifts him up, then throws him back down. Riddle says he'll get high when his hand is raised and qualify for the Money in the Bank. I mean, let's not address the fact that, WWE doesn't test for pot. Tell me that you don't test for pot without telling me you don't test for pot, See, come on out, make a fucking thing, go put it on WWE.com and say, as of such and such date, with the wellness policy, we are no longer testing for cannabis and THC and CBD. It's fucking simple, people. We want to know. We have a right. It's a public traded company. People who have investments, on me, we want to know. And I own it due to the fact that my grandparents, that's my inheritance. Okay. I was allowed to pick one stock that I wanted, and I have 4 or 5 more that my grandparents picked because they support that, and in turn we're going to support that. MVP and Amos comes out. MVP says Riddle must. Oh, I've already done that. Hello, we go right to the match. The bell rings. Riddle rushes Amos. He gets shoved away, but Riddle backs him into the corner and delivers a series of kicks to the chest. Amos catches Riddle with a sidewalk slam, further damaging his bandaged ribs. Amos connects with a back elbow in the corner, then whips him to the opposite buckles and reapplies the hold. We see Seth Rollins backstage. Amos looks for a choke slam, but Riddle connects with a knee. Riddle connects with a running arm in the corner, but Amos backs for a third and throws him across the ring. Amos runs into a boot, goes up top, and hits a floating bro. But Amos doesn't go down. Riddle wants the RKO, but Amos catches him in midair and hits for the win. So we basically Amos. I would be very shocked they give it to Amos. We don't want Amos. But I'll tell you what I will want. Next week, that's Money in the Bank. And 2 p.m. coming in. Amos qualified for the Money in the Bank ladder match. The match he with another out. Rollins throws Riddle out of the ring and gets on a microphone. The fans boo, and Rollins says he doesn't share the ring with losers. Rollins says Riddle is the ultimate loser. He's his best friend. He lost the title match on Friday, and he lost his spot in the Money in the Bank. But it hardly matters because Riddle was never going to win the briefcase. Rollins says the whole world knows he's the only man capable of dethroning Roman Reigns. Seth says that since the Royal Rumble, Roman has been ducking him because he knows it. So at the Money in the Bank, he's going to win the briefcase and cash in and take the title from him. And if you think this is his first cash-in was impressive, just wait and see. Riddle attacks Rollins from behind. But Seth kicks his ribs and hits. Come back from a commercial break. The United States champion, Theory, comes to the ring, and we see a replay of the pose-off from last week on Raw. Theory is standing on a podium in the ring. He says everyone wants to know what it's like to be a prodigy and the new face of the WWE. The fans boo, and he says he expects that because he knows nobody can relate to him. You are the face of NXT. Now for fucking Adam Cole. Oh, Lord. Theory says last week he stood in the ring and proved Bobby Lashley can't compare to him. Nobody can touch him. The fans boo and he mocks them. Theory theory that next week is the 20-year John Cena celebration, but his time is up and Theory's time is now. Why don't you just say Theory versus fucking John Cena? I mean, come on, get it over with now at SummerSlam, okay? He embarrassed Lashley last week and didn't get to show the fans all his poses. So Theory starts oiling his body with a spotlight. Then the then he poses and narrates himself. The fans start cheering because Lashley comes in behind him. Theory thinks they're loving him. Theory lifts the US championship and takes a selfie, but notices Lashley behind him and slowly turns around. Lashley sprays baby oil in his face, then spears him off the podium. Theory rolls out of the ring and Lashley lifts the United States Championship. Lashley says he's only going to say this once. The United States Championship is going to be his soon. Theory is irate at ringside, and Lashley poses with the belt as the fans chant his name. Back from commercial, Theory is interviewed backstage. He says Bobby Lashley doesn't deserve a shot for the United States Championship. However, he went to Adam Pearce and suggested an idea. If Bobby Lashley wants an opportunity for the U.S. Championship at Money in the Bank, he'll have to defeat 3 opponents in a gauntlet match tonight. The undisputed tag team champions, the Usos, come to the ring. Jay says everyone knows who we are. Jay says they all hold gold and they're running Monday and Fridays. Jay says Roman Reigns smashed Riddle and he's going to smash Lesnar. And they're going to smash the Street. They're and we are the one. Makes me feel like I'm going to piss in a shit at this point. We have Jimmy Uso versus Angelo Dawkins. The match gets underway and Dawkins beats Jay into the corner and it's a splash. Dawkins slams Jay, rolls to the apron. Jay pulls the rope down and sends Dawkins to the floor. Jay whips and Angelo into the barricade and clotheslines him over it and it into the keeper's area. Back live and they're training uppercuts. Dawson beats Jay in the corner, then drops him with a series of clotheslines. Uso fights back with an uppercut. Then Angelo leaps over and hits a spinning back elbow. Dawkins hits an exploder suplex. Dawkins wants a splash. Jay avoids it, then hits a pop-up neck breaker for a near fall. Jay runs at Dawkins but gets dropped. Dawkins hits a spinning underhook for a near fall. Dawkins sends Jay to the ropes but gets kicked back. It's an uppercut, but Uso connects with a super kick. Jay goes to the top rope and jumps, but Dawkins catches him with a spinebuster for the win. Jay Uso is the winner. Elias is sitting backstage playing guitar. Ezekiel walks and sits down opposite him on the couch. Elias says he's been gone for a minute, doing a lot of things, nothing beats playing for the WWE Universe. Ezekiel says that's a surprise because he remembers him saying a lot of bad things about places like Nebraska. Elias says he needs to remember that WWE stands for Walk with Elias. He says he's very proud of his little brother, but he needs to tune his guitar before the concert. Elias is in the ring and he introduces himself. He says it feels great to be back and thanks the fans for taking care of his little brother. He wants to remind them of that which is that WWE stands for Walk with Elias. He says In light of everything that's going on, he wants to start with a song dedicated to his little brother. Kevin Owens comes out and says he's putting an end to this charade. Nobody wants this concert. Owens says Elias is a disgusting liar with no integrity. He may have the the unintelligent people in Nebraska fooled, but he's Canadian and he's a smarter. He is as smart as it gets. He says that video didn't fool him. Movie magic. He saw a dinosaur fly a helicopter leg. Anything can happen. Ezekiel Pills appears on the big screen and says, maybe now Owens can get it. They're in two different places at once, so he needs to move on to sing Owen a gets the fans singing KO is a liar. And Owens gets angry and takes his guitar and throws it. Elias drops Owens with a knee and lifts the guitar and smashes it over his back. Kevin Owens stumbles backstage. Kevin Patrick asks Owens if he is finally convinced that Elias and Ezekiel are the same person. Owens says, of course not. That video was probably pre-recorded and Elias has a fake beard glued on, which it was. Owens is challenging him to a match next week, and he doesn't care if it's Elias, Ezekiel, or their younger brother, Elron. Ezekiel walks up and says he accepts. Owens looks shocked and starts pulling his hair. The gauntlet match. We have Bobby Lashley versus Chad Gable. The match gets underway and Lashley takes Gable down with a wrist lock. Lashley grabs the waist and slams Gable down. Chad uses his wrestling ability to get free and chops the chest, then tells Lashley to shush. Shush! Lashley then hits a single leg takedown, out wrestles him, and hits the European uppercut. Lashley tells Gable to shush and sends him out of the ring into the announce desk. Lashley goes out and whips Gable into the barricade, then gets him up on his shoulders and runs him headfirst into the ring post. Lashley gets Gable on the apron and lifts him for a standing vertical suplex. Lashley wants a spear, but Gable catches him with a drop toe hold into the ankle lock. Gable wrenches on the ankle, but Lashley eventually turns around and kicks him off. Gable jumps over, Lashley drops him, then goes up top and lands a moonsault for 2 count. Lashley then catches a roll up and applies the lock for the submission. So Chad Gable has been eliminated. After the bell, Otis rushes in and attacks Lashley from behind before his portion of the gauntlet match can begin. So now it's Otis's turn. Otis continues assaulting Lashley at the beginning of the match. He takes the almighty out of the ring and runs him into the ring post and barricade. Otis breaks the referee's count, even though he had Lashley beat, and hits a running splash on the floor. Gable yells a thank you, and as we head to break. Otis is still in control. When we return and keeping him grounded. Lashley tries to lift Otis to no avail. Then Otis rolls under a clothesline and hits one of his own for a 2 count. Otis hits a elbow drop and taunts the fans. Otis drags Lashley to the corner and looks for a Vader bomb, but Bobby rolls out of the way. Otis rolls under another clothesline, and this time Lashley catches him with a reverse STO. Lashley grabs Otis from behind and wants the hurt lock, but Otis fights it and elbows him and runs backwards into the corner and keeps elbowing. Otis gets free and hits a rope, but Lashley catches him with a spear and Gable covers. Gable runs in and attacks Lashley, causing a DQ. So what we already knew that was going to happen is going to happen. We're going to have a new United States champion. So we have Bobby Lashley versus Theory. Theory comes down and lands a series of mounted punches on Lashley. Theory beats Lashley into the corner, then runs at him, but Lashley knocks him back. Lashley lifts him up for a dominator, but Theory slides off the shoulders onto the apron. Theory hits a rolling drop kick and lifts Lashley up for ATL, only for Lashley to counter with a pin for the win. I'm just in a lot of pain today. My lower back is killing me. We see a replay of the Fatal 5-Way that opens the show. Bianca Belair is interviewed backstage, and she says she won't underestimate Carmella. She's a great competitor, and she proved tonight that she deserves her spot in Money in the Bank. But she'll be ready because she's the quickest, the toughest. Then Carmella attacks Belair from behind. Carmella says, "Always ready, huh?" She tells Bianca to watch her back because Mel is money. Oh my God. This is so fucking ridiculous. It's not even funny. The Miz is in the ring for another edition of Miz TV. He says he wants to get to the bottom of what's going on with his guests. So please welcome AJ Styles. The Miz says AJ has been having issues since before WrestleMania. Then Edge attacked him. The numbers game kept getting the better of him, so AJ went out and recruited Finn Balor. Then he joined the Judgment Day last week. He got beat by Seth Rollins and isn't qualified for the Money in the Bank match this year. And earlier tonight, his former partner, Amos, did. Miz is embarrassed for him. Styles asked if Miz brought him out here just to get a rise out of him. Miz says no. He brought AJ out here so the fans could see what it is to be a failure. Styles says Miz is naive because this is Cornhusker country. Speaking of embarrassed, Maurice must be embarrassed of Miz's popcorn bowls. Miz says this isn't becoming a thing. AJ says it is. Styles gets the fans chanting popcorn balls. Miz screams that he has the most massive python-sized balls, but Miz says he is the most decorative WWE superstar there is. He has beat John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania. He has a beautiful wife and a perfect family, and you could see them on the new episode of Miz and Mrs. later tonight. So he's not a failure like AJ. Styles says he knows things haven't been going his way. But he's gone through ruts before. That's how he became phenomenal. But when he's having a bad time, he doesn't run his mouth on a talk show. He does this. He does this. AJ claps Miz with a microphone. Suddenly, Tommaso Ciampa attacks, knocking him out of the ring. So we have a match that we thought we were going to have. Ciampa versus AJ Styles. Did I get hyped for it? If this was under Triple H direction, we would have had a fucking classic. It would have been the match of the night. I don't care two shits about it. Styles attacked Ciampa, beating him into the corner, then dropping him with a lariat. Styles lands a backbreaker for a 1. Ciampa suckers Styles onto the apron where he connects with a knee to the jaw. Ciampa gets Styles back in the ring and applies a submission. Styles fights and some shots, followed by a Yushi for a near fall. Ciampa fights back with a straight right hand and wants a fairy tale ending, but Styles picks him up and slams him. Both men climb to their feet, and AJ runs at Ciampa, but gets sent over the ropes to the apron. Styles knocks Ciampa back with a right hand and connects with a phenomenal forearm for the win. AJ Styles wins. After the match, The Miz rushes in and tries to attack AJ, but ducks and hits him with a Pele kick. AJ hits at Styles Clash and hits the Styles Clash, and it leaves Miz lying in the ring. Veer Mahan is interviewed in the arena. Kevin Patrick says some people are saying that what Veer has been doing to Ray and Dominic is sick. Mahan says only some. That's a shame. He loves Carnage, and the WWE universe never seen anything like him before. Veer speaks Indian, and the fans chant, "What?" He says he will not be stopped. There's nothing left. Fear, Veer. We come back from the commercial break. Big time Becky Lynch is in the ring for her Money in the Bank qualifying match. Asuka comes out, but Becky attacks her on the ramp. They brawl down to the ring, and the match finally begins. Asuka locks in an armbar right away, but Becky fights free and tries to apply the disarmer to no avail. Asuka avoids Becky, then drops her with a shoulder tackle. Lynch knocks Asuka out of the ring, then hits her with a baseball slide. Becky goes out and slams Asuka onto the apron. Lynch puts Asuka back in the ring, but gets hit with a hip attack as she gets on the apron. Lynch slams Asuka into the apron and puts her in the ring. Becky goes to the top rope, but wastes time, and Asuka is able to climb up and hit her. Asuka wants to suplex, but Becky hit her with a tone breaker for a near fall. Asuka to the chest. Lynch fires back with a right hand, points Becky, and goes to the top rope. Becky knocks her off with a right hand. We come back from commercial break. Asuka takes Becky down with a sliding knee. They both trade punches, and Asuka lands a flurry of slaps. Asuka with an inside cradle for a near fall. Then kick to the front. Becky misses a clothesline and gets caught with one of the Empresses by one of the Empress. Asuka lands a few spinning back fists, and a spinning heel kick to the face, followed by a released German suplex. Asuka connects with a hip attack for a near fall. Asuka wants the Asuka lock, but Becky fights it, so she applies an ankle lock instead. Lynch rolls through, sending Asuka face first in the middle of the turnbuckle. Becky hangs Asuka in the middle rope and wants a leg drop, but Asuka avoids it. Asuka applies the Asuka lock through the ropes to the count of 4. Asuka hits a missile drop kick, and Becky rolls out of the ring. Lynch gets on the apron and swings a kick, but Asuka avoids it. Then grabs her for a power bomb, but Lynch kicks her. Lynch hits a leg drop and to Asuka on the ropes. on the apron. I'm sorry. Becky jumps off the apron, but Asuka catches her with a knee in midair. Both women are down at ringside. Both just made it back into the ring at the count of 9. Becky applies the Asuka lock on Asuka. The Empress escapes on her own move, but Becky then rolls her up. But she kicks out at the last second. For a disarmer, Asuka fights off. Then it connects with a kick to the head, scores the pinfall to qualify for Money in the Bank. Can she make it too? This would be her second Money in the Bank briefcase because she won it 2 years ago. Will the statistics are with her? So then after the match, Asuka celebrates. Meanwhile, Lynch loses it at ringside. Becky rips the lid off of the announce desk, then stares up longingly at the briefcase. Lynch slumps down and holds her head, and the show goes off the air. So if you think she's not going to be there, she will be there. They're not going to allow Becky Lynch to not be there. She's on the fucking poster, for the love of God. I already knew who won. I took notes and I didn't even bother really getting into it. NXT will be headlined by a North American Championship bout with Carmelo Hayes defending against Tony D'Angelo. The two crossed paths last week, and Hayes and Trick Williams overcame D'Angelo's goons. Tonight, the Don of NXT looks to win gold for the first time in NXT. 2 other matches have been announced for tonight. NXT. Solo Sequoia battles Grayson Waller, and Alba Fry takes on Lash Legend. So we get to the coverage, and this week NXT begins with a look back at both Carmelo Hayes and Tony D'Angelo arriving at the CWC earlier today. They will face off for the North American Championship in tonight's main event. Solo Sequoia comes to the ring. His opponent, Grayson Waller, is out second, and he has a microphone. He said he knows the fans love Solo because they are Solo too. A bunch of losers with no friends. Waller says he is tired of censoring himself. So if it's a time he'd say before he could speak, Sequoia rushes the ramp, attacks him. Sequoia beats Waller down to the apron and slams him into the apron. So we get the match officially started. Sequoia gets Waller in the ring, and the bell rings. Sequoia clotheslines Waller, then headbutts him down. Solo with a kick to the chest and scoop slam. Waller tries slamming his head into the turnbuckles, but Sequoia is unfazed and does the same to Waller. The fans are chanting Solo as Waller gets planted with a back suplex. Waller connects with an elbow and hooks the turnbuckle pad, but Solo headbutts him again. Solo stays in control and avoids a hip attack before connecting with a clothesline. Waller finally gains a little ground and manages to knock Sequoia from the ring. Waller takes up a run-up and then slides under the bottom rope for a clothesline, but Solo ducks, then drops it. We're back like ducks a clothesline to deliver Larry. Waller connects with Sammy to the head and drops Sequoia. He wastes a lot of time going to the top rope and moving to the rope that Solo is able to jump off and shove him off. Solo goes out and clobbers Waller, then gets him back in the ring. Sequoia hits a hip attack in the corner, and he wants a Samoan drop, but Grayson grabs the ropes and shimmies onto the apron. Then he snaps Solo's neck through the rope with a Superman Samoan drop. Boy drags Waller over to the top rope for an Uso splash, but Waller rolls out of the way. There's a chance for Sikoa the whole match. He gets down and kicks him. Solo lifts him into the corner and takes a run up. Waller is able to avoid a second hip attack, and Sequoia goes fist first into the exposed turnbuckles. Waller rolls outside and dives back into, and it's the center for the Grayson Waller picks up the win because now whoever's between D'Angelo and Carmella Hayes is the next one in line. He could be the next one in line to challenge for the North American Championship. The D'Angelo family are backstage. Tony says this is a big night for him and his crew. The Legado can get on his good side if they can beat Roderick Strong and Damian Kemp, and the plans on winning the North American Championship. D'Angelo says that there have been some growing pains for the two groups, and he hopes that they can work through it. Santos Escobar nods and shakes his hand. Tony threatens that he needs to win. Otherwise, there will be some issues. Santos says, sure thing, boss. We see a video package of J.D. McDonald. McDonald? No, it can't be McDonald. McDonough, I think. Donna, yeah. Formerly known as Jordan Devlin. Why? Please tell me why. Is this I just feel bad for him. He says if he has to leave his hometown, his beloved Dublin, it'd be better for a damn good reason. NXT will find out soon. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus Valentina Feroz and Ursula Leon. Carter starts with Ursula, who starts dancing, and Carter kicks her in the face. Carter with a dropkick, and Feroz tags in and prevents Kaden from making a tag. Leon tags back in and gets a sunset flip for a 2 count. Carter with a few shots, then tags Katana and they hit a offense for a 2 count. Leon rolls over Chance and applies a single crab. Katana reaches the ropes and knocks Leon back. Carter tags in and hits some quick tag team offense with Chance. Carter whips Leon into the buckles, then tags Chance, and she holds Leon in the corner so Katie can land drop kicks. Katana hits a snapmare and kicks the back, then tags Carter, who grabs a submission. Leon wants a tag, but Carter holds her foot. Leon with an enziguri, and Feroz gets the tag. Feroz drops Carter, then judo throws Katana onto Feroz with a cannonball to Chance. Then tags Leon and they hit a pop-out X Factor for a near fall. Feroz tags in and want a double suplex, but Chance counters with a neck breaker. Carter and throws Katana into Feroz with a moonsault. Katana and Leon. Katana knocks out Leon for the ring out of the ring as she runs in, then gets the tag, and they hit a net breaker 450 splash for the win. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter pick up the victory. We're back. Wesley comes to the ring and they chant his name. He thanks them and says it's a blessing to still be here and get the love from them. He says he really needs this, especially after the last 3 months. He went from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows for a 2-time NXT team champion with his best friend, his brother, to having the world explode. You could thank fucking his ex-wife for this. You know what I would do after this whole thing settled down, I would fucking goddamn sue her for libel. If she didn't do what she didn't do, she wouldn't, and she should be sued. She got him fired from his job because of jealousness. Oh, because you weren't fucking there with him. That's the reason. Kimberly, you disgust me as a woman. That. How about if the shoe was on the other foot? You bitch. I hope Impact gets rid of her ex. I hope you become a blacklisted on every fucking goddamn promotion in this country and around the world. You are a piece of shit as a woman. My fucking son's father left me when I was pregnant, all right? Did I do anything to him? No, because karma's a bitch, and you will get karma. Lee continues that while his world crumbled down, all he could find was pain and anger. It consumed him, and he wasn't being himself. From Zion Quinn to Sanga, he was trying to prove himself and show that he could stand on his own 2 feet. Trick Williams walks out and tells Lee to shut up. Trick says Lee left his brother behind and he's not the friend he thinks he is. Lee says Trick has no idea the way they had to rise together to reach NXT, let alone how he had stood by his brother. But he understands that Trick doesn't get that because he's more than happy to play second fiddle. And seeing how much hype Trick gives Carmelo, he wonders if he has anything left for himself. He tells Trick to get in the ring and prove otherwise. But Williams says, just do what Lee's friend did and leave him hanging. Trish Stratus, I'm sorry, Tiffany Stratton. Oh my God, I am so sorry. Sorry for the mix-up. They are totally different. Is sitting down to talk about Wendy Chu. She says she thinks Chu is tragic. You just feel bad for the people that have to be around that kind of moron. Just look at how she carries herself and look at Chu. She never been first place ever been in a gym. Stratton says she blames Chu for costing her a match and ruining her gear. She tells her to stay away or she'll put her to sleep for no good reason. Back from commercial, we have Roderick Strong and Damon Kemp versus Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro. The match begins with Strong and Wilde. And Roddy takes him down with a base lock slam and goes ways. Del Toro tags in a near fall. Kemp tags and Del Toro takes him down. Kemp asks Strong for advice and Roddy slaps him across the face. All right. Before this, I keep going with this. Roderick Strong, you're the biggest fucking on the planet. You are this close to walking out of NXT to gladly join your brothers in the Undisputed Elite at AEW. Why? Your wife is there. All right? It would be great fucking way to have Troy come along with you. Tuesday, you take him to NXT. No. You get on the plane on Tuesday and you get to the venue. There you go. You don't have to worry about babysitting. So Kemp is fired up and he tackles Del Toro, then throws Wild into him. Kemp is mounted, punches on Del Toro before tagging Strong. Roderick goes to work on Wild and hits a gnarly backbreaker. Kemp tags back in and clobbers him with a clothesline, then grabs a chinlock. Wild fights up and hits the ropes, but Kemp catches him with a slam. Strong and Del Toro in and Roderick score with a fury of kicks and hurricanranas. Del Toro hits a then follows up with a springboard dropkick for a 2 count. Strong elbows him back and lands an angle slam for a 2 count. Kemp is sent to the outside by Wild and gets jumped on. Del Toro hits Strong with a Pele kick, then hits the ropes by Stacks, trips him up. Strong connects with a knee for the win. Roderick Strong and Damon Kemp win. We have Giovanni Vinci backstage. He's the most supreme athlete in NXT last week. He sent a message and he sent it in style. He, Ron Breaker, and Hello Hayes are watching, and they'll know a new star walked through the door. Ikemanjiro, send this asshole back to fucking Japan. Jesus Christ. Walks up laughing and says he knows Vinci has style, but does he have strong style? Apollo Crews is back writing in his notebook and walking down the street at night. He gets told not to go down a dark alleyways because there's trouble. Apollo goes down anyway and stops a mugging. Toxic Attraction make their way to the ring. Rose says Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade are losers. They're walking around like they've done something. Perez thinks all her dreams have come true, and she's about to take the championship. Gigi says this isn't a video game. It isn't a Disney movie. Perez is not Cinderella. Jade says Perez can what it's like to face them because she knows what it is to fold under pressure. Roxanne and Cora come out to the ramp. Rose says Perez needs to realize a couple of wins aren't going to get her a title shot. That's how a fucking title. Oh my god. Triple H, please make this make sense, please. He's got to look at the fucking goddamn the scripts. This has got to fucking piss him off. Oh my god, this makes my head hurt. Half delusional. She doesn't want to cash in her contract on her. She does feel on top of the world, but that's because she knows she's earned every bit of her dream. Dreams are better when you share them with your friend. That's why, as nice it would be to chat, her and Jade want to face Gigi and JC for the women's tag team titles. So we're fucking using this. This is pissing me off. be in that position. Fuck everybody else. I want the singles title, and I'm going to challenge fucking the women's champion, not the tag team champion. Oh, for the love of God. So now, you know what we should do? We should rewrite the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble, the winner gets to challenge any champion. The Money in the Bank winner gets to cash in on any champion. Please make it make sense. Please. For the love of God. Let's see if Triple H can make them fix this. Maybe Katana can come out and tell them to cool it with the title shot. They are done chasing the tag team title. Or says, "Go soil in your house," and they seem pretty fun. Katana says Jade and Priz are really cute and they are best friends, but so is her and Carter. Jade are the flavor of the month and can't jump in line. Jade says she's been here a year and they've done nothing in that. And the two teams start brawling until they are pulled apart and at them. Carlo Hayes is interviewed backstage alongside Trick Williams. Hayes says Tony needs to learn what it means to be a champion. And he's about to find out that in the main event, because that's all it is, and that's all it's going to be. Back from commercial break. Indy Hartwell is interviewed backstage, but Kiana James interrupts and asks why they wasting valuable time with Hartwell. She says Indy gives the women's movement a bad name. She's weak-minded and lacks the mental fortitude to go it alone. Hartwell says Katana is very opinionated, but the problem is nobody cares about her opinions. How about she bring her opinion to the ring next week? Katana agrees and says she will teach Hartwell a lesson. Indy says this is NXT 2.0 and nobody likes a bitch. Cameron Grimes versus Idris Enife. The match gets underway and Grimes takes control early with a wrist lock. Enife fights up and hits an arm drag, then a rope-assisted arm drag, but Grimes lands on his feet. Grimes catches him with a small package for a 2 count. They go back and forth with pin attempts and counters. Grimes drops him with a right hand, but Enife fires back with a drop kick. Grimes hits a boot to the face and a Hurricane Rana that sends Enife out of the ring. Grimes goes to the apron and hits a running kick to Enife. Grimes gets Idris back in the ring and hits a crossbody off the top rope and scores a 2 count. Grimes lands a series of kicks to the chest, but only serves fire up. They trade blows until both men collapse. Grimes runs at Enife in the corner, but gets hoisted up and over onto the apron. Idris clocks him with a right hand and knocks Cameron out of the ring. Enife leaps over the ropes with a tope to Grimes, then gets him back inside. Enife wants a 450, but Grimes rolls out of the way. Grimes hit a spinning sidewalk slam, then the cave-in for the win. After the match, Grimes helps Enife to his feet and shakes his hand and hugs him. We see Thea Hale arriving for her first day at Chase University. She moves in her dorm room where her roommate is Bodie Hayward. She's beyond excited and says they're going to be best friends. I have a little bit of a problem here. So WWE is doing this Chase University, right? So they believe in co-ed dorms. Now, what I think is co-ed dorms is that you have one room for the girls and room for the boys. I didn't know that they would be sleeping in the same room. I really that. Von Wagner Jensen. The bell rings and Wagner scoops Jensen up and runs him into the corner. Wagner shoulders Jensen and lands some lariats. Jensen fights back and connects with a leg lariat. Jensen is sent to the apron where Wagner snaps his injured wrist on the ropes. Jensen jumps over Wagner but gets booted down. Wagner starts attacking the hands of Jensen. Jensen rolls to the apron, but Wagner puts his hands against the turnbuckle rod and punches it repeatedly. Wagner keeps targeting the hands, but Jensen refuses to quit. Jensen starts fighting back, even using his injured hand, and hits a crossbody for a 2 count. Jensen goes to the top rope and jumps at Von Wagner, but gets countered in midair. Wagner hits a modified attitude adjustment for the win. Wagner picks up the win. So I would start placing him because I think he should be the one. If he's going to be doing this, then I could see that he's the next one to possibly dethrone Braun Breaker. So good, so good. Cameron Grimes is shown backstage, and Braun Breaker approaches him. Breaker says that the Cameron Grimes he likes to see the guy with all heart. Grimes says he doesn't think Braun wants this Cameron Grimes because this one would take the NXT championship from him. Back from commercial break, Joe Gacy with the dyad. He talks to his men, telling the story of how they felt lost and delusioned. He was the one who showed them the light. They have been reborn. They have tasted gold before, but they get back to that. Under the guidance, it will be so much more delicious. Albert Fire versus Lash Legend. The match starts and Alba rushes Legend, beating her into the corner. Legend connects with a kick to drop Alba. Legend chokes on the bottom rope and yells at her. Fire lands some of the right hands and wants the gory bomb, but Lash comes with a double underhook suplex. Fire connects with some kicks and gets Lash caught up in the ropes. Fire hits the gory bomb and jumps for a senton, but Legend avoids it, then hits her with a baseball bat via disqualification. Alba Phi. Main event time. North American Championship. Carmelo Hayes versus Tony D'Angelo. The match begins and Hayes grabs a headlock, but D'Angelo shoots him off and lands a shoulder tackle. Hayes then connects with a dropkick and stacks, and Two Dimes get on the apron. On the opposite side, Trick Williams gets on the apron. Then Wild and Del Toro get on it as well. And they all share a stare down. Hayes and D'Angelo go back at it, and the action spills to the floor. Carmelo drops Tony and poses in front of the D'Angelo family. Tony capitalizes on trash talking and throws Hayes into the steel steps head first as we head to break. Back from the break, Hayes fights up from a submission and hits a springboard clothesline for a 2 count. Hayes lands another springboard for a 2 count, and He's getting frustrated. Hayes backs Tony into the corner and runs him, but D'Angelo blocks his kick and hits an exploder suplex. D'Angelo talks trash, then slaps Hayes across the face. D'Angelo tells Hayes that he is the Don of NXT. Then he slaps him again. Tony runs him at him, but Hayes trips him and he hits the buckles. Hayes countered a back suplex and connects with a recoil for a near fall. D'Angelo avoids the dive off the ropes, tackles Hayes, and hits an overhead throw. Stacks distracts the referee, and Tony asks Santos for the brass knucks. Santos slides them to Hayes instead, and he clocks Tony and the pin. What has happened is Santos say, you know what? We're done. I'm NXT. I'm going to greener pastures, and the only way is a call. Hayes leaves with Trick. Tony, Stacks, and Two Dimes are in the ring, and they are irate. Angelo screams at Santos to get in the ring, but Legado just backs up the ramp, smiling at him. So that is that. That is that. Let me see if there's any. All right. Impact Wrestling. I was fortunate enough to see it on Sunday. It's not bad at all. The commentating made it even better. I was able to listen until we got, you know, we got through the entire pay-per-view. I was pleasantly surprised about it, and this was the lineup. It was Josh Alexander versus Eric Young. Knockout champion, Queen of the Mountain match. Tasha Steele versus Chelsea Green versus Dean Parado versus Jordan Grace versus Mia Yim. Special guest enforcer, Mickey James. X Division Championship, Ultimate X match. Ace Austin versus Kenny King versus Mike Bailey versus Trey Miguel versus Jack Evans versus Alex Zane. Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Briscoes versus the Good Brothers. Knockout Tag Team Champions, the Influence versus Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie. Monsters Ball match, Sami Callihan versus Moose. Impact Originals, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Frankie Kazarian, Nick Aldis, and a mystery partner versus Honor No More, Eddie Edwards, Matt Tavern, Mike Bennett, PCO, and Vincent. The show opens up with an emotional video package going through the 20-year history of TNA Impact Wrestling. Lights cut out, Trey Miguel makes his entrance dressed as Venom, and we are opening with the Ultimate X. Andrew Everett is out next, replacing an injured Jack Evans. Honor No More, Kenny Kingston makes his entrance. Then Alex Zane is out. Mike Bailey makes his entrance. Then our last is the X Division champion, Ace Austin. Newly in the Bullet Club, Austin uses his cane to take out everybody. Everett and King climb the structure. Bailey dives onto everybody on the outside. Zayn with a taken down by King and Miguel. King takes out Miguel with a hurricanrana, then a dive to the outside. Miguel with kicks to Austin. Austin with super kicks all around. Austin with a dive to the outside. Austin with plenty kick on the apron. Miguel with a neck breaker on the apron. Everett with a German on the rope on the apron. Then hit a spinning springboard on everybody at the ringside. Zayn takes out Everett. Miguel climbs the ropes. Zayn pulls him down and hits a powerbomb as King hits a blockbuster. Bailey jumps onto the ropes, then hits an Ultima weapon onto King, Zayn, and Miguel. All six men hits a Tower of Doom suplex off the corner. Miguel holds on onto the structure, then hits a destroyer off the top rope on Zayn. Miguel fights off Austin, then King, then climbs the structure. King, Miguel, Bailey, and Austin all climb ropes, then meet in the middle. All four men try to kick each other off. Bailey and Austin are left. They both grab the title, strikes back and forth on the ropes. Everett climbs the ropes. He climbs on the top rope, tries to unhook the belt. Bailey grabs him by his feet and takes him off the ropes, and he crashes to the mat. Bailey and Austin are still up on the ropes. Zayn climbs the ropes. Austin kicks him off. Bailey kicks Austin off. He pulls himself up and unhooks the title. So we have a new X Division champion. I thought they were actually going to keep the title on Ace Austin, knowing, oh my God, my eyes are filled here. Hello. I'm looking at my screen, and Jesus Christ, my eyes are weary right now, and I got to clean my glasses. They're nasty. I'm better. I thought they were going to keep on Austin. Is he destined to get another title? Who knows at this point? Bailey holds the title high while balancing on the ropes and drops down and celebrates it in the ring. The crowd chanted, "You deserve it," because he was stuck in Canada because he couldn't get his restrictions. Fuck you, Trudeau. Commentary paid tribute to Bob Ryder. They introduced the French announce team and run down tonight's card. Scott Hudson is backstage. He introduces the Motor City Machine Guns, Kaz and Nick Aldis. Shelley says there have been a lot of great tag teams in Impact history. They're number one because they redefined tag team wrestling. Sabin says tonight it's about defending Impact's history. Kaz says tonight it's about celebration, and they are in the mood to fight. They will lay it on the line tonight. Aldis says this team may not make sense, but they all have pride in this profession. Impact Wrestling gave me an opportunity to make a mark in the business. Hudson asked who's their partner. Aldis said a lot of applicants, but they're all agreed this person's the one. They all walk away. So it's like a tease. We have a video package of Sting. Sting in this new footage, and he talks about the history of TNA. Up next, the Knockouts tag team titles. Decay's music hits to bring out Rosemary. Her part in Talia Valkyrie is out next. The tag teams, the influencers, are out next. Rain and Valkyrie start. Valkyrie goes behind front slam headlock, clothesline, cover 1 count. Rosemary tags in, bites at Rain. Dashwood tags in. Rosemary throws her to the corner and tags in Valkyrie. Valkyrie with stomps in the corner. Dashwood with a back elbow, fighting out of the corner. Valkyrie with a German to Dashwood. Rain saved Dashwood from a Rosemary spear. Dashwood with back elbows, knees, corner. Dashwood with a suplex, covered 2 count. Rain tags in, stomps in the corner. Quick tag back to Dashwood, cover for 2 count. Dashwood with elbows into a headlock. Rosemary hits a back suplex and gets a tag. Valkyrie with chops to Rain. Kicks to Dashwood. Blue Thunder Bomb on Rain. Cover 2 count. Rosemary tags in. Splash in the corner. Exploder suplex. Dashwood blocks a spear. Rain covers 2 count as Valkyrie stops the count. Valkyrie and Rosemary get dropped to the corner, but he whips Rain and Dashwood into each other and hits double spears. Cover. Rain takes the Dashwood with a neck breaker in the ropes. Rain would hit a collab on Rosemary. Valkyrie throws out of the ring. Rosemary rises up. Valkyrie hits wedding cover 1, 2, 3. We have new Mary and Taya Valkyrie. Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie celebrate in the ring. Kurt Angle comes in as a video. Kurt Angle will never be allowed to wrestle again. He doesn't want to wrestle. He's got his both knees replaced and he's done. No more on the match. For the people who tell you no more, and you know that they've had surgery to make sure that they can't do that, you shut your mouth, you sit the fuck down, and you enjoy what you see on TV. Does a little selfie video congratulating Impact on 20 years. Moose and Callahan have been isolated without lights, food, or water for nearly 24 hours. Classic Monster Ball rules. Video package for Moose versus Callahan. Moose versus Callahan. Moose is let out of his room. He appears rattled. Callahan is let out of his room and he's laughing. That was easy. Moose makes his entrance. Callahan attacks him on the ramp. So we start the match, Monsters Ball. Callahan and Moose trade blows at ringside. Callahan throws to the apron. Callahan throws weapons into the ring. Then hits Moose with 2 cooking sheets. Moose hits Callahan with a trash can lid. Moose gets a fan at ringside. That was something that I didn't think was going to happen. That was kind of funny, but very in the moment, you know. That was funny. Callahan has been busted open. Moose with right hands to the wound. Callahan rakes the eyes. Moose hits a enraged, hits Moose on the apron. Another hit on the apron. Moose goes for a third, but turns around and hits a Ushigoroshi through the table. Back in the ring, Moose gets a chair. Callahan gets a chair and throws it at Moose's face. Moose retaliates by throwing a chair right back in his face. Moose goes for a spear, but Callahan throws him into a trash can. Callahan hits the trash can with a chair. Callahan turns Moose upside down in the trash can and gets a door wrapped in barbed wire. Callahan sets up the door in a corner. Moose blocks and goes to the top. Callahan pushes him over the ring post, and Moose crashes through a table at ringside. Callahan gets a black bag from under the ring and opens it up, drops the ring cap all over the ring canvas. Callahan goes to the top. Moose grabs him and hits sky high onto the attacks. Moose cover 2 count. Moose Callahan attacks, Callahan picks up Moose and hits a Death Valley driver through the barbed wire door. Callahan covers for a 2 count. Both men get trash can lids. They trade blows with the lids, flooring each other. Back up. Callahan asks for more. Moose with right hand. Callahan hits back. Moose with a pump kick. Callahan hits a lariat, then hits a pile driver on the tacks. Callahan covers for a 2 count. Moose hits a low blow. Callahan with a kick to the face. The hit of a power bomb onto the unturned trash can. Callahan hits a Cactus Driver 97. Cover 1-2 kick out. Callahan gets a barbed wire bat shot to the ribs, then the back, then hits one more. Cactus Driver 97. Callahan covers for the 1, 2, 3. This was fucking crazy. I said this was crazy. This was crazy. This was crazy. Would I start watching Impact? I didn't watch the Fallout. I will purposely go back and I will watch this coming week. I will try this again. Because let me tell you something. I can deal with Josh Matthews. I swear to Jesus. I wish that he would get laryngitis and he would never be able to commentate again. Video package of the Impact tag titles. The Good Brothers make their entrance. The champions, the Briscoes, are out next. I want to congratulate and pray for the Briscoes. I think it was Mark Briscoe having his 7th child. Jesus Christ. At this rate, you could have your own fucking promotion. But anywho, best wishes to him and his wife. Hopefully the baby will be okay, and say la vie. So we have a 4-man brawl in the Gallows and force ring. The first hits a double suicide dive to the outside. Boot. Jay hits a body slam on the Gallows with a big boot to Jet. Mark with boot Gallows to the boot. Blah, blah, blah. Mark with a boot to Gallows with a big uppercut, and Mark trade blows. Somebody sent me a text and I got to answer it. Sorry, people. Okay, I guess nobody sent me a text. It was just a reminder that I have to pick up something. Jay throws a chair at Gallows in the ring. Mark hits a dive to the outside off a steel chair. In the ring, Anderson fights off Mark with a running boot. Jay hit with a kick to the midsection. Anderson throws him into a chair set up in the corner. Gallows tags in, clubbing blows in the corner. Anderson tags in, headlock to Jay. Jay with a neckbreaker kick to Gallows. Mark tags in, runs wild on the Good Brothers. Mark with a running forearm and enziguri to Gallows. Diving elbow to Gallows. Exploder suplex to Anderson. Mark with strikes in the corner drops him off the top, covered 2 count. Anderson with a spine buster, covered 2 count. Good Brothers with a double neck breaker goes for the Magic Killer. Jay blocks it with a spear, covered 2 count. Mark Anderson trade blows. Anderson with a big uppercut, back elbow in the corner. Jay flies with a clothesline. The Briscoes hit double neck breaker, cover 2 count. Jay with a lariat to Anderson. Anderson blocks a doomsday device. Anderson hits a gun stun. Jay fights both Good Brothers. Gallows with a boot. They Then they get the match for the 3 and Gallows and Anderson remain and on top of the world in a Impact. I went through every fucking single one almost. Jesus Christ. They're the new Impact Tag Team Champions. The Briscoes and the Good Brothers go face to face. Then the America's Most Wanted music hits. James Storm and Chris Harris walk out. Holy shit chants. AMW enter the ring. James Storm says they only know fighting and drinking. It's time to do a little drinking here tonight. Storm gives everybody all beers, then toasts tag team wrestling. Storm says when this place first started, they said it would never work out. 20 years later, it's still here. To all the doubters, sorry about your damn luck. We had a tribute video for Mike Tenay and Don West. Matt Raywalt and Tom Hannafan get emotional talking about Tenay and West. Video package for the Impact Originals versus Honor No More. Christy Hemme introduces Scott D'Amore. D'Amore comes out in full Team Canada attire and during commentary. Honor No More makes their entrance, accompanied by Maria Kanellis. Kazarian is the first man out for the Originals. He kisses his wife and former knockout Tracy. Tracy Brooks? Whoa, I didn't know this. Holy shit. Okay, here we go. Earl Hebner is ringside also. The Motor City Machine Guns are out next. Nick Aldis is out next. Then Dixie Carter made an entrance. She kind of left herself go. She wore this. It's a woman that got fucking goddamn put through a table. You come out in fucking jeans or you come out with fucking leather pants, nice fucking spiked heels, whatnot. She looked like she was going to a fucking goddamn country club in the middle of fucking Miami. Kill me now here. Lord. Dixie says thank you to everybody who worked for this company for the past 20 years. Dixie says they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for every fan would never support this company. Dixie is the 5th member of Impact Originals, MLW's Davey Richards. We started off and all men in the ring. Absolute chaos in the ring. The machine guns fight in the ring while everybody else rolls on the outside. Bennett with a buster to Sabian. Cover 2 count. Sabian with a backslide 2 count. Sabian with a suplex. Aldis tags in. Bennett with an eye poke. Chops. Aldis hits a suplex. Cass tags in. Right hands. Bennett with a knee and tag to Vince. Kaz with a Russian leg sweep, cover 1 count. Edwards tags in Kaz with a forearm and tags in Richards. Richards and Edward face off. The Edwards tag out to Tavin. Richards with a roundhouse kick. Shelly tags in. Quick kicks, double drop to Tavin. The Guns with double spear in the corner. Richard with a splash in the corner. Aldis with a elbow 2 count. Shelly with a suplex, leg drop. Aldis with another elbow. Richard with a punt kick. Kaz with a leg drop. The Impact Originals hold down the ring and Honor No More retreat on the outside. Honor No More with a combo strikes. Vincent tags in. Backdrop flatliner cover 2 count. Russian sweep to Sabian with a boot. Bennett tags out. Shelly covers for 2 count. Bennett with a spine buster. Tavin with a moonsault cover 2 count. Edwards tags in. takes out Richard on the apron. PCO tags in spinning neck breaker. PCO goes to the top. Demonator on the apron, but Shelley escapes. Honor No More takes out the originals on the apron. Shelley fights off everybody. Double sliced bread, tag to Cats. Leg drop, running forearm, spinning kick, clothesline, cutter, cover, 2 count. Aldis tags in, fights off Vincent and PCO. Vincent hits a boot. Aldis with a back body drop. Tavern with a springboard kick. Shelley with a flatliner in the corner. Kaz with a DDT. Sabin takes out Vincent. The Guns with combined offense on PCO. Sabin with a dive onto Bennett. Tavern with a dive onto everybody. Richard and Edwards are left alone in the ring. Both men trade strikes. Davey with kicks in the corner, then a dragon screw in the ropes. Richard gets a knee bar. Tavern tries to break it, but Richard catches him a block. The Impact Originals all lock in the submission. PCO breaks them all up. PCO with a DDT to Aldis. Tavern hits a frog splash. Vincent with a senton cover. Sabian breaks the count. PCO with a body slam, then misses a moonsault on Aldis. Aldis hits a Michinoku driver. Richard tags in and hits a double stomp. Cover 1-2 kick out. Sabin tags in. Marina distracts him, and PCO attacks from behind. Tracy Brooks takes out Maria. PCO drags in Brooks. Kaz hits a drop kick to save his wife. Kaz hits a flux compactor off the top rope, covered 2 count. Kenny King comes out of nowhere to attack Sabin. D'Lo Brown comes out. D'Lo hits a lowdown. Earl Hebner comes out to check on his son. D'Lo goes to the top and hits a frog splash. The Guns with combo kicks on PCO. Sabin hits the cradle shock on PCO. Earl Hebner enters the ring, takes off his shirt, and reveals ref shirt. He was reinstated for that match and makes the count 1, 2, 3. At the end, they pointed up to the sky because of Dave Hebner. So it was actually for them, and his son was with him, honoring his uncle. Pretty cool. So the Impact Originals celebrate with Earl Hebner and D'Lo Brown. AJ Styles talks about TNA. AJ thanks WWE for allowing him to do this. I was completely shook. Utterly shook about this. Holy fuck. Video package of the Queen of the Mountain match. Commentary runs down the convoluted rules of the match. Mickie James, the special guest enforcer, is the first one out. Deonna Purrazzo is out next, followed by Chelsea Green, then Jordan Grace. Lights cut out. Out Mia Yim. Last out is the Knockouts champion Tasha Steelz, accompanied by Savannah Evans. Steele is wearing Mickie James inspired gear. All women surround Steele. Steele's run away. Steele sets up a table on the outside. Purrazzo and Green with double super kicks. Green with a drop kick to Yim. Cover 2 count. Yim with a dive to the outside. Steele's with an elbow to Green. Then a dive on Mia Yim. Green with a splash to the outside. Purrazzo hits a senton off the top to the outside. Green covers. The ref botches the count. Then he recounts 1, 2, 3. Green is eligible to win the match. Steels enters the penalty box. James locks Steels and enters the penalty box. Yim with strikes to Green. Cover 1-2. Peraza breaks the count. Yim with kicks to Peraza. Grace throws her into the corner. Yim and Grace with strikes to Peraza in the corner. Double suplex. Yim covers. Grace breaks the count. Steels can now re-enter the match. Pump kick to Yim. Co-breaker to Grace. Stratisfaction to Yim. Cover 2 count. Evan tries to interfere, but Mickie James bans her from ringside. Steels with a back elbow kick to the face. Running kick, cover 2 count. Yim with a bridging backdrop, cover 1, 2, 3. Yim is eligible. Green has to enter the penalty box. Yim gets the belt and climbs the ladder. Peraza pulls her down. They trade blows on the ladder. Peraza falls down. Yim climbs higher. Steels hits a cutter onto Yim off the top rope. Peraza covers 2 count. Another cover. Grace breaks the count. Peraza locks in the armbar, then locks in a armbar on Steels. Green is released from the penalty box and Steel taps out. Peraza with a lariat in the corner, working together with Green. Green with a backstabber to Grace. Green dodges a ladder shot from Yim. Green covers Yim 2 count. Green with a stomp in the corner, cover 2 count. Green and Yim trade blows. Yim with a roll up, 1, 2, kick out. Green gets the belt. Steels is released from the penalty box. Yim climbs the penalty box and hits a missile drop kick to Green, who falls into a ladder. Yim walks the ladder and hits a flipping senton to the outside. Pile driver on the outside to Grace. Cover 1. Yim is now eligible and Grace is sent to the penalty box. Yim gets the belt. Steels takes it off of her. Green with a headbutt to Steels gets the belt and climbs the ladder. Mickie James pulls her down and hits a super kick to Green. James gives the belt to Yim and Yim climbs. Peraza pulls her down and hits a powerbomb onto another ladder. Green with a flatliner onto Steels on a ladder. Green and Peraza climb the ladder. Green has the belt. Yim pushes the ladder over and Green and Peraza crashes through the tables on the outside. Grace with a back fist and a German to Yim. Grace and Steels cover for 1, 2, 3. Both women are now eligible. Yim is sent to the penalty box. Steel gets the belt and climbs the ladder. Grace hits her with a muscle buster. Cover 1, 2, 3. Steel's sent to the penalty box. Grace gets the belt and climbs the ladder, puts the belt on the hook, and wins the match. We have a new knockouts champion, which I can't stand the fucking term knockouts, honestly. You know, I can't stand it. I would like to be included with the guys. It should be Impact Stars. It shouldn't have their own name of division. It irks me for it. Gia Miller introduced Goldilocks. Goldilocks interviews Gail Kim, hugs Goldie Kim. Kim says thank you to the fans, the women name before, and giving them an opportunity. Video package for our main event. Eric Young makes his entrance along with Violent by Design. The Impact World Champion Josh Alexander is out next. Josh Family is at ringside. Dave Penzer does the official ring announcing. So the match starts. Lock up, clean break. Lock up, break in the corner. Lock up, break in the corner. Alexander with a slap. Young with a back elbow. Drop kick. Uranagi. Both men evenly match. Young with knees in the ropes. Alexander with a high kick. Rolling senton, moonsault. Young with a back elbow misses a moonsault. Both men hit a clothesline. Both men get up together and trade blows. Strikes back and forth. Alexander with open palm strikes. Boots in the cover. Young hits a Death Valley driver, cover 2 count. Diener sets up a table on the outside. Young whips Alexander into the turnbuckles. Alexander with right hands on the apron. Young with a forearm. Young goes to the top with an elbow, drops, cover 2 count. Young unhooks the ring canvas. Alexander with elbows, belly to belly, running elbow, front suplex, powerbomb, cover 2 count. Alexander transitions into a Boston Crab. Alexander hits Diener and Doring on the apron. Alexander with a crossbody, cover 2 count. Young hits the Stoke, cover 2 count. Young blocks a C4 spike. Alexander goes for an ankle lock. Young escapes. Young hits a black hole slam, cover 2 count. With the right hand in the corner, more strikes. Alexander powers out of the corner with a lariat. Alexander hits a BME, cover 2 count. Alexander blocks a C4 spike. Alexander with a right hand, then hits a Styles Clash, cover 1-2, kick out. Alexander locks in an ankle lock. Gray finds the leg. Diener throws powder into Hebner's face. Young taps out, but the ref doesn't see it. Alexander fights off VBD at ringside. Alexander hits an angle slam on Doring off the apron through the table. This is awesome, chance. Diener gets in the ring with the VBD flag. Alexander goes under the ring and gets a Canadian flag. Alexander takes out Diener with the flag. Young takes out Alexander with a guitar shot. Young covers 2 count. Young pulls back the ring canvas, exposing the wood floor. Young hits a pile driver on the wooden floor, cover 1-2, kick out. Young goes to the top, goes from another pile driver. Alexander escapes, gets an ankle lock. Young kicks his way out. Alexander hits a Yagi on the wood, C4 on the wood cover. 1, 2, 3, and Impact World Champion. I'm gonna give Impact more chance. I actually enjoy this. Let's the day. Give him 2 shots. Okay, so it is what it is, but decent. I mean, there was nothing else on Father's Day, which I gladly watched. Wrestling, yes. It also helped me to be closer to my grandfather because my grandfather died on the 22nd of this month, and I'm just June is a terrible month for me now because it's now my responsibility on to remember my grandfather. He's been dead 21 years, and I'm just so glad that he passed away before 9/11 because that would have killed him. But I will be back here this Sunday at 2 p.m. for a preview and predictions of the Forbidden Door. I will also be back that night for the review. Also, next Friday, I'll be back here for episode 245, and we'll get the fallout of the Forbidden Door, who's champion, who's not champion, so on and so forth. Do me a favor, go check out all my other content on my channel. It is I have the reviews of Money Hell in a Cell, the Forbidden Door, and In Your House. So go check all of that. Please follow me on all my social media at Mel'S Mat Chat, our Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook. You can find me on Snapchat and TikTok. Also, please do me a favor. Go check out Harry's Razors at harrysrazor.com. Go check out Maestro Classics. If you have a beard situation going, go check them out. Go check check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Try the line. Won't be sorry. Go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. They have a new limited flavor out, blueberry and vanilla. They also have another one coming in July, so be prepared for that. Go check out Break Wrestling at all social medias, Twitter, YouTube, and so forth. Go get your tickets. You got 1 day left. If there's any tickets left for Judas tomorrow night, HOG Wrestling. It's going to be tomorrow night. And if you want to get tickets, if there is tickets available, please go check out hogwrestling.net, and you can see it live on for pay-per-view on Fight TV. Get your chance to see Jonah Rock versus Eddie Kingston for the HOG World Heavyweight Championship tournament. So go have a great Friday. See you on Sunday for Forbidden Door. And I love you. And remember to subscribe, turn on that bell for notification, and share. Smash that like button, please. I love you all. See you on Sunday.